Hello, dear friends. Have you ever considered that your daily bath, a lifelong ritual, might actually be doing more harm than good as you gracefully navigate your 70s and beyond? We've always believed more washing means better health. But what if that comforting shower is subtly stripping your skin, quietly draining your energy, or even putting you at a greater risk of a tumble? Stay with me, because today, we're going to gently uncover some surprising truths that could truly change the way you think about personal care in your golden years. Hello again, dear friends, and welcome back to Elderly Life Lessons. It's a pleasure to be with you today as we explore a topic that touches all our lives as we embrace the beautiful journey of aging. We've all grown up believing a daily bath or shower is the cornerstone of good health and feeling fresh. It's a deeply ingrained habit. But as we gently step into our 70s and beyond, our bodies and science begin to tell a slightly different story. What if that very habit, so cherished, might need a thoughtful reevaluation? It's surprising to consider that the very act we associate with being clean could in our later years subtly work against us. Could that warm shower or long soak be stripping your delicate skin, draining your energy, or even putting you at a greater risk of a dangerous fall? For so many years, we've been conditioned to believe more bathing equals superior hygiene. However, as the seasons of our lives change, so too do our body's needs. And the truth about what truly keeps us healthy in our golden years might just surprise you. Today, we're going to gently peel back the layers of conventional wisdom and explore how often seniors truly need to bathe. And I promise you, what we uncover might not be what you've been told. We'll be talking about the delicate nature of thinning skin, uncovering some hidden health considerations, and exploring a surprising shift in what cleanliness means once we pass the age of 70. Please stay with me until the very end, because we are going to unpack 7 remarkable facts that could completely rewrite how you approach personal care. Plus, you'll discover one expert-approved, wonderfully simple trick that can help keep seniors feeling fresh and healthy without ever needing to step into a potentially slippery bathroom. You truly won't believe how simple it is, and understanding this could mean embracing a much safer, more comfortable, and joyful life. Now let's begin our gentle journey together. Our first gentle truth asks us to consider: 1. Daily baths can gently harm senior skin. Aging is a wonderful and inevitable journey, and as we gracefully cross 70, our skin embarks on a profound and gentle transformation. Research from institutions like the University of Pittsburgh and the University of California, San Francisco illuminates these changes. Our skin thins considerably. Its outermost layer, the epidermis, loses density, while the underlying dermis weakens due to a decline in collagen and elastin. Sebaceous glands, which produce natural oils, slow their output dramatically. Sweat glands also become less active, reducing the skin's ability to regulate moisture. The result is a complexion that's not only drier, but also far more fragile, lacking its robust, oily shield. For seniors, the daily ritual of bathing, particularly with hot water, strong soaps, or prolonged soaking, can transform this natural vulnerability into a health concern. Each shower or bath strips away the dwindling reserves of sebum, our skin's protective oil, leaving it exposed and defenseless. Dermatologists note this process causes superficial discomfort, often escalating to persistent itching as the skin's compromised barrier triggers irritation. In more severe cases, xerosis takes hold, transforming the skin into a rough, scaly landscape, sometimes dotted with cracks or fissures that sting. These cracks aren't trivial. They can bleed, inviting infection or exacerbating underlying conditions like dermatitis. Beyond the physical toll, overbathing carries practical implications for our quality of life. Imagine the frustration of constant itching, disrupting sleep, or the pain of flaky skin catching on clothing. For those with mobility issues or arthritis, the effort to bathe daily might already be taxing. Adding skin damage compounds the burden. Research suggests that hot water accelerates this harm by dissolving lipids, fatty compounds critical to the skin's barrier, while alkaline soaps disrupt its natural pH. For older adults, this isn't just about appearance or comfort. It's a legitimate health consideration. Compromised skin struggles to fend off bacteria, fungi, or allergens, potentially leading to infections or worsening chronic wounds. What begins as a well-intentioned hygiene habit could, over time, silently undermine a senior's resilience, making a compelling case for rethinking how often we step into the shower. 2. Less bathing gently lowers infection risk. In a world where cleanliness is often equated with frequent washing, here's a gentle revelation. For seniors over 70, bathing less often could actually bolster their defenses against infections. This isn't mere speculation. It's a finding grounded in science, with evidence from sources like the New England Journal of Medicine. Researchers tracking older adults discovered a striking pattern. Those who reduced their bathing frequency experienced fewer skin tears. Unlike the resilient skin of youth, which bounces back from scrapes with ease, aging skin is paper-thin and slow to mend. Tears in this delicate tissue heal at a slower pace thanks to diminished blood flow, a weakened immune system, and a drop in cell turnover, all hallmarks of aging. These open wounds become gateways for bacteria such as Staphylococcus aureus or Streptococcus, which can trigger cellulitis, abscesses, or even systemic infections like sepsis. The connection between bathing habits and skin tears lies in how water and soap interact with aging skin. Frequent washing, especially with hot water, erodes the lipid bilayer, a microscopic shield of fats and oils that holds skin cells together and keeps moisture in. Harsh detergents amplify this damage by breaking down proteins like keratin, leaving the skin brittle and prone to splitting under slight pressure. Scrubbing adds mechanical stress. Over time, this relentless cycle of washing and drying creates microabrasions and tears, each a potential entry point for pathogens. By beautiful contrast, seniors who lovingly bathe less, say every other day or 2 to 3 times a week, give their skin a precious chance to retain its natural oils and gently rebuild its defenses. Spot cleaning with a soft, damp cloth for areas like the armpits or groin can beautifully maintain hygiene without subjecting the entire body to a full rinse. The benefits of this approach extend beyond infection prevention. Fewer skin tears mean less pain, fewer trips to the doctor, and a lower risk of complications that could spiral into hospital stays. Critical considerations for seniors with limited mobility. The New England Journal of Medicine beautifully highlights this important truth. 3. Falls are a bigger threat than dirt. For seniors, the bathroom isn't just a place for grooming, it's a potential danger zone. And daily bathing significantly heightens the stakes. The American Geriatric Society has sounded the alarm, emphasizing that falls rank among the leading causes of injury and death for older adults. Statistics paint a stark picture. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, more than 1 in 4 adults over 65 falls each year, accounting for millions of emergency room visits, countless fractures, and a substantial number of fatalities. For those past 70, the risk escalates as muscle strength wanes, reflexes slow, and conditions like arthritis or neuropathy erode balance and stability. Wet, wonderfully slippery surfaces, think glossy tiles slick with soap suds or a tub smooth enamel, transform bathrooms into a veritable minefield for seniors grappling with mobility challenges. Daily baths amplify this peril. Each trip to the shower requires navigating movements like stepping over a tub ledge, balancing on one leg to enter, or maneuvering out while dripping wet. Add in steam obscuring vision, disorientation from heat, or fatigue from standing, and the odds of a misstep skyrocket. The American Geriatric Society notes bathing often coincides with peak fatigue times, further compounding the risk. A fall isn't just a bruise, it can mean a broken hip, a traumatic brain injury, or a spiral of complications that erode independence. Contrast this, dear friends, with a lovingly reduced bathing schedule, say once or twice a week, beautifully supplemented by sponge baths or gentle sink washes for key areas. This simple adjustment significantly slashes the number of high-risk bathroom visits, cutting exposure to that treacherous environment by half or more. The gentle trade-off here is clear. Spotless cleanliness pales in comparison to our precious physical safety. Dirt, sweat, or a faint odor pose far less threat than a fractured femur or a concussion. For seniors living alone or with limited support, Avoiding a fall could truly mean the difference between staying in their own cherished home and transitioning to assisted care. Practical adaptations like installing grab bars or using non-slip mats can help, but reducing bath frequency tackles the root issue. Fewer trips, fewer chances to fall. Data backs this up. Studies show fall prevention strategies focusing on minimizing unnecessary risks yield measurable declines in injury rates for older adults. Prioritizing our safety over an arbitrary standard of daily hygiene isn't just prudent. It's a life-saving recalibration of priorities that lovingly puts our well-being first. 4. Your body gently cleans itself. Yes, really. It might sound like a bold claim, dear friends, but your body is beautifully equipped with a remarkable self-cleaning system that operates without a drop of water or a bar of soap. This isn't a new age gimmick. It's our beautiful biology at work, honed by millions of years of gentle evolution. Our skin, far from being a passive canvas, is a living ecosystem, teeming with beneficial bacteria, natural oils, and a finely tuned balance of pH and moisture. These wonderful elements lovingly collaborate to keep it healthy, resilient, and surprisingly clean. For us, as seniors, whose skin already gently contends with age-related fragility, overbathing can sometimes disrupt this intricate machinery, gently washing away the very allies that lovingly protect it. Scaling back on our showers, gently letting our body do its natural job, can lovingly preserve this natural harmony, offering a compelling case that sometimes nature truly knows best. At the very heart of this self-cleaning system is our skin microbiome, a bustling community of microorganisms, bacteria, fungi, and even microscopic mites that colonize its surface. Many of these microbes are our symbiotic partners. Species like Cutibacterium acnes and Staphylococcus epidermidis lovingly feast on our dead skin cells, sweat, and excess oils, breaking them down into harmless byproducts while gently outcompeting harmful pathogens. These beneficial bacteria also produce wonderful antimicrobial compounds that lovingly fend off invaders like Staphylococcus aureus. Meanwhile, sebum, the oily secretion from our sebaceous glands, lovingly coats our skin in a protective film, beautifully trapping moisture and gently repelling dirt. Dead skin cells gently slough off naturally through a process lovingly called desquamation, shedding grime along with them. Together, this beautiful trio, microbes, oils, and cell turnover, keeps our skin in a state of dynamic equilibrium, no scrubbing required. Frequent bathing, however, can sometimes gently throw a wrench into this elegant system. Hot water can gently dissolve sebum, leaving our skin parched and defenseless. Harsh soaps, with their higher pH, can sometimes gently kill off our friendly bacteria, disrupting the microbiome's beautiful balance and gently paving the way for irritation or infection. For us as seniors, whose oil production is already naturally diminished and whose microbial diversity gently wanes with age, this overzealous cleaning can sometimes gently tip the scales from health to harm. Research from dermatology journals, including studies in the Journal of Investigative Dermatology, gently suggests that excessive washing correlates with higher rates of dryness, eczema flares, and even gentle allergic reactions, all signs of a system that's a little out of whack. By beautiful contrast, bathing, just a few times a week, perhaps with mild pH-balanced cleansers when truly necessary, allows our skin to gently stabilize. Odor, often the biggest hygiene concern, can be lovingly managed with targeted washing of high sweat areas like the underarms or groin, leaving the rest of our body to its natural, beautiful rhythm. For us, as older adults, this approach isn't just practical, it's truly liberating. It gently reduces the physical demands of bathing, beautifully preserves our skin integrity, and lovingly aligns with how our body was designed to function. Historical context beautifully bolsters the argument. Humans thrived for centuries with minimal bathing. Seniors today can beautifully take a cue from that resilience, lovingly trusting their bodies to maintain a baseline of cleanliness and health. The gentle result: skin that's less irritated, more beautifully balanced, and better equipped to fend for itself. Beautiful proof that stepping back from the soap can sometimes be a loving step forward in our well-being. 5. Experts say once or twice a week is gently enough. Prepare, dear friends, for a gentle revelation that might lovingly upend everything you've been beautifully taught about personal hygiene. Leading experts in geriatrics and dermatology now lovingly recommend that seniors bathe just once or twice a week. This isn't a call to abandon cleanliness or let our lovely standards slip. It's a deliberate, evidence-based shift, lovingly tailored to the unique needs of our aging skin and bodies. Far from neglect, this approach beautifully reflects a growing understanding of how overzealous washing can sometimes harm rather than truly help us, those of us over 70. It's a radical departure from the daily bath mantra, lovingly ingrained in modern culture, but one that's gently gaining traction as science peels back the layers of what truly keeps us healthy in later life. The recommendation gently comes from a chorus of authoritative voices, including wonderful dermatologists, caring geriatricians, and dedicated researchers. Guidelines from esteemed organizations like the American Academy of Dermatology and heartfelt insights from specialists at institutions like Johns Hopkins University beautifully underscore that frequent bathing isn't a one-size-fits-all necessity. Aging skin, as we've lovingly seen, is thinner, drier, and less oily, making it prone to damage from water and soap. But the advice goes beyond skin deep. It's about beautifully aligning hygiene with a senior's overall condition. Experts lovingly emphasize that bathing frequency should gently hinge on individual factors: activity level, health status, and personal comfort. A sedentary retiree generates far less sweat and grime than an active person. Someone with incontinence or chronic wounds might need targeted cleaning, but not necessarily a full-body soak. This tailored approach gently dismantles the outdated notion that daily baths are a universal gold standard, a rule rooted more in 20th century marketing than in medical need. Consider the beautiful evidence. Studies lovingly show that overbathing correlates with higher rates of skin breakdown, irritation, and even pressure sores in frail adults, while less frequent washing lovingly preserves the skin's natural defenses. Practicality plays a beautiful role too. Bathing once or twice a week, perhaps beautifully supplemented by spot cleaning with a soft washcloth for areas like the face, hands, or groin, lovingly maintains hygiene without the toll of a full rinse. Experts also gently point out that odor, often the biggest driver of frequent bathing, is wonderfully manageable with minimal effort.
Deodorant, a quick wipe, or a change of fresh clothes can lovingly suffice. For us as seniors, this isn't about cutting corners. It's about adapting intelligently to what our bodies lovingly demand, proving that less can be wonderfully more when guided by science and common sense. 6. Daily baths can gently exhaust seniors. Bathing might seem like a wonderfully simple task, dear friends, but for many of us, as seniors over 70, it can sometimes be a grueling ordeal that gently exacts a steep physical toll. The Journal of the American Medical Association, JAMA, has beautifully spotlighted this often overlooked reality, detailing how the act of washing can gently drain our precious energy reserves, lovingly strain our aging bodies, and even, at times, trigger debilitating symptoms. What feels routine in youth, stepping into a shower, standing, or climbing out of a tub, lovingly morphs into a bit of a marathon of effort as our wonderful muscles weaken, our joints lovingly stiffen, and our stamina gently fades. Scaling back to fewer baths doesn't just protect our beautiful skin or reduce fall risks. It lovingly conserves precious energy, transforming bath time from a burdensome chore into a manageable and gentle ritual. The physical demands of bathing are multifaceted, and JAMA's research lovingly breaks them down with sobering clarity. For starters,
Standing for 10 or 15 minutes under warm water can gently tax our cardiovascular system, especially for us as seniors with heart conditions or poor circulation. The heat gently dilates blood vessels, potentially dropping blood pressure and leaving us feeling a little dizzy or lightheaded, a recipe for fainting in a slippery space. Then there's the breathlessness. Those of us with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, or weakened lungs might gently struggle to inhale steamy air. For the millions of seniors with arthritis, nearly half of adults over 65, per the CDC, every gentle move can sometimes hurt. Bending to lovingly wash our feet, reaching to gently scrub our back, or gripping a bar of soap can sometimes inflame our creaky joints, gently turning a bath into a bit of a gauntlet of pain. Even stepping in and out of a tub demands balance and strength that may no longer come easily, especially if neuropathy has gently dulled sensation in our feet. The aftermath is just as taxing. Toweling off, drying hard-to-reach spots, and dressing afterwards gently sap what little energy remains, leaving some seniors so lovingly wiped out they need to lie down. JAMA notes cases where this exhaustion lovingly lingers, cutting into the day's activities. Think skipping a lovely walk, missing a meal prep, or gently dozing off instead of socializing. For those of us with frailty or chronic fatigue, daily bathing can sometimes gently tip us into a cycle of depletion, gently eroding our precious independence.
7. Hygiene isn't just about bathing. Here's the biggest paradigm shift of all, dear friends. Hygiene isn't lovingly synonymous with a full-body bath, and for us, as seniors, that's truly liberating news. The idea that cleanliness demands a daily soak is a cultural relic, not a universal truth, and modern alternatives beautifully prove you can stay wonderfully fresh, healthy, and dignified without necessarily stepping into a shower or tub every day. Wet wipes, gentle hand washing, diligent oral care, fresh clothes, and regular grooming lovingly form a toolkit of smart, tailored self-care that gracefully sidesteps the risks of frequent bathing while keeping seniors comfortable and confident. This isn't about lowering our beautiful standards. It's about gently redefining them to fit the wonderful realities of aging, proving that effective hygiene is less about water volume and more about strategic, individualized, and loving choices. Consider the options, each a practical powerhouse in its own right. Wet wipes offer a quick, gentle way to clean key areas like the underarms, groin, or face, where sweat and bacteria tend to gather. They're soft enough for fragile skin, require no rinsing, and beautifully eliminate the need to stand or balance in a slippery space. Hand washing, a cornerstone of infection prevention, lovingly tackles dirt and germs where they're most likely to linger, fingertips that touch doorknobs, food, or faces, without subjecting the whole body to a wash. Oral care, often beautifully overlooked in the bathing debate, is a hygiene heavyweight. Brushing teeth, flossing, and using mouthwash lovingly banish bacteria that cause odor and disease, keeping breath fresh and health intact. Fresh clothes, light, breathable fabric lovingly swapped daily, wick away moisture and odor, while a quick comb-through or wipe-down of hair maintains a polished look. Add in targeted solutions like deodorant or a gentle spritz of body mist, and you've got a regimen that delivers beautiful results without the rigors of a full rinse. This approach isn't just convenient, dear friends. It's a game changer for us as seniors facing physical or environmental hurdles. Picture an 80-year-old with shaky hands or a bad knee. Wrestling with a showerhead or climbing into a tub might be daunting, but gently wiping down with a cloth or swapping a shirt is wonderfully doable. For those in colder climates, where wet hair and chilly bathrooms invite shivers or pneumonia risks, dry shampoo or a warm washcloth beautifully beats a full bath hands down. Studies beautifully support the shift. Research in geriatric nursing highlights that seniors using such bathing alternatives report feeling just as clean and socially presentable as those who bathe daily, with fewer skin issues or fatigue complaints. It's a dignity-preserving strategy, especially for those with caregivers, since it empowers them to maintain hygiene on their terms. Hygiene, it turns out, is less about soap suds and more about what lovingly works for the individual, making it a flexible, low-risk art form for seniors to master. For seniors over 70,
the daily bath ritual might be quietly sabotaging their well-being. Evidence shows aging skin suffers from frequent washing, becoming dry, itchy, and cracked. Safety concerns loom large, with slick bathrooms posing a fall risk that far outweighs the threat of a little dirt. Energy demands climb, draining stamina. Yet the body itself offers a counterintuitive wisdom. Its natural cleaning systems, from beneficial bacteria to shedding cells, thrive when left alone. Together, these factors point to a bold new truth. Less frequent bathing, think once or twice a week, tailored to personal needs, could unlock healthier skin, fewer hazards, and a richer quality of life. This isn't a one-off hunch. It's a convergence of science and practicality, backed by experts from dermatology to geriatrics. The American Geriatric Society, the New England Journal of Medicine, and the Journal of the American Medical Association all chime in with data showing that overbathing harms more than it helps, while reduced routines protect and preserve. Picture the benefits: skin that stays supple instead of scaly, mornings free of exhaustion or treacherous slips, energy saved for a walk or a chat instead of a shower slog. It's not about abandoning hygiene, but reimagining it, swapping the tub for a wipe, the soak for a fresh shirt, and trusting the body to handle the rest. The key is customization. A marathon-running 75-year-old might need more than a bed-bound peer, just as climate, culture, or health conditions shape the ideal rhythm. That's why talking to a healthcare provider is crucial, whether for yourself or a loved one. They can pinpoint the perfect balance, blending medical insight with personal quirks. Who knew that stepping back from the tub could be a step toward better living? It's a quiet revolution in self-care, flipping decades of habit on their head. For seniors, it's a chance to shed an outdated burden and embrace a lighter, safer, more vibrant way to age, one that honors the body's wisdom over society's rules. Less water, less risk, more life. That's the unexpected promise of bathing less, and it's a truth worth soaking in. Well, there you have it, dear friends. The surprising truth about how often seniors should bathe after 70, and why less might just be more when it comes to staying healthy, safe, and comfortable. We've covered everything from how daily baths can dry out fragile skin and increase fall risks, to the fact that your body's natural processes might do a better job than you think, and even how experts recommend scaling back to just once or twice a week. I truly hope this conversation has offered you comfort, clarity, and perhaps a new perspective on nurturing your well-being in these precious golden years. We're so glad you joined us today. If something touched your heart or sparked a new idea, share it in the comments. We'd really love to hear from you. Your words mean a lot to us and help keep this channel growing. If this video is helpful for you, please give it a like. Share it with someone who might need it, and don't hesitate to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to spending time with you again in the next video.